Good Wednesday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take a 15-minute look, an in-depth look at your forecast for the next 7 days. First off, we're going to get right to what's going on right now. Showers and thunderstorms starting to move on in to Beaumont right now. 87 in downtown Beaumont. This is courtesy of Patrick Vaughn and the Roofing 911 Sky Camp Network. So here's the setup. We have showers and storms that are weakening, but still coming in from Louisiana. There's what we call an outflow boundary. You'll see that in just a second. It's going to be interacting with the sea breeze, which is causing shower and thunderstorm activity that is over towards southern Hardin County around Lumberton and probably over towards Bevel Oaks and I think just east of Sour Lake. Let's go a little closer. Notice all the clouds boiling up. Yeah, just south of Sour Lake, back over to Bevel Oaks, Pinewood, nearing Nome, North Beaumont. And you can also see this line. So what's happening now in orange, you're seeing northeasterly winds. In Port Arthur, you have southeasterly winds. So it's basically like this. South winds there, and then north and east winds there, north and east winds over southwest Louisiana because of this mini cold front. See that right there? That is an outflow boundary, and that outflow boundary is going to interact, and we think that it's going to increase the activity right along the sea breeze, along I-10 basically, from Nome. So these thunderstorms will likely hold together if that does happen. So as they continue to move off to the southwest, maybe Port Arthur towards Winnie over the next hour or two. This probably will go on till 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. Notice the lack of shower and thunderstorm activity up in the lakes area. I think you're done for the night for the most part. I say that as I see more thunderstorm activity north of northwest up towards Crockett. So we'll keep low chances in the forecast for the lakes. But again, if anybody's going to get shower and thunderstorm activity, it's Jefferson, Orange, maybe over towards eastern Liberty and also Chambers County. Not expecting severe weather, but boy, there is a lot of lightning with this as the storms are starting to increase over in towards Orange and Orange County, particularly around Orange, and back over towards North and West Beaumont. Check a look at rainfall rates. Yeah, there's some locally heavy rainfall, 1 to 2 and even 3-inch totals per hour coming down into southern and southwestern Calcasieu Parish. 1 to 2-inch rainfall rates and through southern Hardin County. So I think we can handle that with as dry as we've been. Maybe even a little bit of small hail, particularly just to the south and west of Lumberton and to the east of Orange. It's not severe, but there's a little bit of hail there. As far as wind, don't see any severe weather as far as that goes. Let's see. That line right there, see, that's the outflow boundary. So the winds are moving away from see the radar right there? The winds are moving away. So that is why it is depicted as red. These winds are moving towards the radar site. So this right here is like a miniature cold front, and I don't see anything severe per se as far as the levels right now, and I don't think we're going to see that. So in your headlines, looks like scattered showers and storms, at least for the triangle this evening. We need some rain, and if we don't get it tonight, then it looks like minimal rain chances expected the rest of this week, this weekend into early next week, with hot, humid weather conditions continuing as the drought continues to worsen. Otherwise, some good news on the long-range forecast because we're going to see a pattern change as we head on into late Tuesday into Wednesday. As a cold front approaches, we're expecting scattered showers and thunderstorms, maybe a little cooler weather next Wednesday because of the abundant cloud cover that we're expecting over the area. Your allergy report, let's see, ragweed. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, it's very high across southeast Texas with moderate levels of tree pollen, grass pollen, and mold showing up on today's allergy report in southeast Texas. In your afternoon highs, we're expecting highs into the lower 90s, which is above normal. Next Wednesday, after that front passes through, because of the cloud cover, we may actually be below normal for a change. Again, because of the potential for rain and also cloudiness over the area. So minimal rain chances expected the end of the week, this weekend, early next week into Monday. Then Tuesday, rain chances go up to a 50% coverage. And we're going to keep a 40% coverage overnight Tuesday night into Wednesday and Wednesday morning. I don't think it'll be an all-day rain on Wednesday with drier air filtering on in. At least that's the way it looked right now. But Tuesday afternoon, it would be probably late Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening that we see a pretty good coverage of showers and storms. Now, I'm going very conservative this far out, but it could be much higher than what I have. But Tuesday night is going to be the time frame that we expect hopefully some beneficial rains. As you can see, not much right on through Monday, but look what happens as we head towards, say, Tuesday night into Wednesday. I think this is underdone for a change on the euro. It's only showing about a half an inch for the most part. I think there could be some inch, half an inch to an inch, maybe 2 inches in spots, especially late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning if everything works out according to plan and models don't flip-flop on us. I think this is a settled pattern with that pattern change coming on in, and I'll explain that in just a second. As you can see, scattered showers and thunderstorms because of a little bit of moisture moving in from the east over southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. Not a big coverage. The shower and thunderstorm activity northwest of the lakes area, yeah, you are done up in the lakes, is actually moving off to the north and west. So this activity is coming in from the east right now as we continue to see a breakdown in upper level high pressure. And what that means is that normally I would be a little bit nervous. Obviously there's nothing on the playing field, tropically speaking, in the Gulf, and nothing expected in the Gulf. But if you can't have high pressure to protect you from the tropics this time of year, then you want wind shear. And guess what? We got a lot of wind shear, bukus of wind shear over Texas, the northwest Gulf. Nolan's looking good back over towards our area, and I just think the northwest and north central Gulf is closed for business because of this trough of low pressure, at least right now, that's over the north central Gulf. So we are basically closed for business right now, and that's going to be the case for the next several days. So this is a little bit overdone up towards the lakes area, but I think is a pretty good coverage here in the triangle. We'll go with a 40% coverage this evening to about 9 p.m. Then skies decreasing cloudiness. I think we could see upper 60s lakes, low to mid 70s here in the triangle. And again, in outlying areas, not so much the cities, could see some patchy fog across southeast Texas as the winds will go calm, particularly up into the lakes area. And we'll start off the day with mostly sunny skies on your Thursday, Friday Eve. And then as we go into the afternoon hours, I think we'll see about a 20% coverage of afternoon showers and thunderstorms across the area. Certainly lower coverages than we expect this evening here in the triangle. And that's unfortunately going to be the case through the weekend. So in the upper levels of the atmosphere, we have a weak, let me emphasize, weak ridge of high pressure. See this right here? That's a weak ridge of high pressure. And we have a trough of low pressure over the north central Gulf. That's why we have a northwest flow in the Gulf, which is wonderful. If you can't, again, the high is way away from our area, except over towards the Baja. That's where the center of it is. But weak high pressure over the state and a northwest wind flow. Just not conducive to getting anything into the Gulf. If anything comes into the Gulf, it would go over towards Florida. We are closed for business, as I said. So as we head through the next several days, we'll be watching a series of disturbances well north of our area. The ridge may actually expand a little bit, but watch how these disturbances break down that ridge of high pressure, force the high off towards the west, but that's okay. Because with this, a cutoff low, ensembles are showing this. This is a deterministic model, a single run. Doing pretty close to what the ensembles are showing. So look what happens. We still, through the next 7 days, that would be the 24th when Rita hit us back in 20 years ago, 20th anniversary if you want to call it an anniversary. But look at where the wind direction is. Bam, bam, and bam. Ain't coming here if there was anything that we needed to worry about. What is going to come here is a better chance of rain and thunderstorm activity as we work on into Tuesday night and into Wednesday as a cold front moves into southeast Texas. Now, right now we're going, as I said, a very conservative 50% coverage coming up Tuesday afternoon late and Tuesday night into Wednesday. across southeast Texas. But lots of clouds coming up on Wednesday as the rain begins to end. Will keep temperatures down as we start to get a northwesterly wind. But again, if you can't have high pressure, you want shear or low pressure, strong low pressure. And that is going to be the case right on through the next 7 days. So as far as the next 7 days, probably going to be more like 14 days. So we're running out of time if as far as the tropical season. It may be done already, but as you can see with that northwest wind flow, see, look, you can see the winds. If anything, let me get back over here. If anything tried to come out of the Caribbean, look what happens. It would be shunted off towards Florida. This is very Octoberish, not like September. So again, even if something tried to develop in the Bay of Campeche, look where it would go. Looking good right now. So I'm not going with anything in the next 10 days. And you're like, oh my goodness, look at all those thunderstorms over the eastern and southeastern Gulf. So they're not coming here, right? Southwest wind flow, if anything was to develop, which I don't think it's going to be the case, it's going to Florida. Be a nice Florida vacation. We have a northwest flow here. Look at the clouds moving south, and then they go off towards the north and east over Florida. That's a trough axis. We are protected. And then in the Caribbean, again, we just talked about this activity here. Look at the clouds here. Look what they're doing. See that? That's upper level low pressure. So this is an upper level, not surface or tropical, upper level low pressure, and that means shear and also dry air. So we're good there. And then in the far eastern Atlantic and central Atlantic, of course, we've got Gabrielle. We're not concerned about that. This is a big fat X here for the Gulf. We were telling you this for days now that this was going to turn north, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, as far as these two tropical waves, the question is, will they become an issue? Right now, I don't think so. Low chance that this will develop over the next 7 days. Well, we have to worry about the 10 to 14 day outlook, as then that could be headed on off closer to our area. But right now, a lot of modeling, oh my goodness, I'm running out of time. Get carried away in talking. This is the very early, it's not locked in, okay? But what I am going to say is that a lot of the ensemble members are doing something like this. And again, it's not locked in, but that's kind of what we're thinking, maybe a little closer to Florida or something like that. Just don't see an opportunity for these two systems to get into the Gulf. Low chances right now, we're not really concerned, but it is really looking good as we head on in to October. Usually the first or second week of October we're done, but we're not going to discount that yet and call off the season, because what happened in 1989? What happened in 2020? Yeah, we've got a lot of wind shear. Let me get us down into the last week of September and see what the ensembles do there. See if we have anything possible. Right now, don't think so, but right now we're not going to call off the season because of those storms. Regardless, Gabrielle is not an issue. It's expected to become a hurricane well to our east and is not posing a threat. So very quickly on the Gulf tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet with an easterly wind at 5 to 10 knots. Our forecast tonight, best chances here in the